across the pond. American football.
Couldn't you get us any better seats than this?
Stop complaining, it's the best seats in the house. We'll see everything from
Look,
up.
McMahon's got the ball.
And he steps into the pocket, hurls out the bomb.
Touchdown! Oh, good game.
Yeah.
Good to see McMahon's back.
Yeah, he hasn't lost his old touch, has he?
Yep. If you didn't see the game Tuesday night, why not?
Who are you talking to?
Them. And here are the highlights of that game. Tampa Bay versus Chicago Bears. Whoa!
Carter left, Carrier right. DeBerg back. Touchdown, Calvin McGee. I'm not sure who he was throwing to. Reverse coming. And now back to DeBerg, and he goes outside and has Jeff Smith, and Jeff Smith scores a touchdown. McKinnon wide to the left. Galt split wide to the right. They start Moorhead in motion. Contact again, back to throw. His hit right at the goal line. Maybe a safety.
Ron Holmes is number 90.
It's not a safety. I'm sorry. It's a touchdown.
He'll come from the left side. What happens, he hit, the ball is knocked out of Tom Sack's hand, right into the end zone for a touchdown for the Buccaneers.
Chris Washington recovered it in the end zone. Big way, Buque has his extra point blocked. It is not good. 2nd and 3. Buccaneers 38. Sack gets to Anderson on the counter play. Anderson, he's gone. Touchdown Bears. 38-yard scamper by Neil Anderson. Finally hit one. McKinnon at his own 35. It's got an alley, and he could be off to the races. He just got to beat the punter. Dennis McKinnon, touchdown Bears. And they're right back in it.
Before the end of the half, Donald Igwe-Buike kicked a 46-yard field goal. So the Bears went into the second half, still trailing by 9.
And Jim McMahon, for the first time in almost a year, is the Bear quarterback.
I'll tell you something, I think that obviously when he wasn't in there, isn't in there, the Bears miss him. I think all football misses McMahon.
Morris comes out wide to the left this time. Galt to the right. He's looking at Galt. He has Galt. Pretty good throw there. That had some zip on it. 1st and 10 Bears at midfield. McMahon on 1st down. Down the middle, complete to Ron Morris, and that's another good throw.
Well, despite Jim McMahon's confident start, Tampa Bay stretched their lead with a 37-yard field goal, again from Igwe-Buike. So the Bears trail by 12 going into the final quarter.
Calvin Thomas, McMahon touchdown. Harbaugh is holding.
He missed it.
He missed it. Wide right. 1st down for the Bears. Ball right at the 10-yard line. McKinnon circles in motion. McMahon going right to work. Got a man open. Anderson down at about the 6. Rick Woods made the stop. A gain of 4. Clock running. The Bears have 1 timeout remaining. McMahon shouting to the sidelines. This is his game now. No time for signs. He's doing the calling. And back in a hurry. And again, no pressure. Anderson again. Touchdown. 6-yard touchdown dive by Neil Anderson. And what a performance by Jim McMahon. Butler for the crucial. Bears lead by 1.
What a brilliant game.
Yep, looks like we've got some pro football back again.
And McMahon's shoulder looks better now, doesn't it?
Yeah, fully recovered.
Well, here's what else we've got in today's show.
Our match tonight is the San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. And from around the league, the latest news on the star players. And of course, we'll be looking at the scores and divisional tables from week 6.
And now for tonight's game. It's the San Francisco 49ers versus the New Orleans Saints.
And this is a very similar situation to what we had on Tuesday between Tampa and the Bears, where if Tampa had won, they'd have gone joint top with the Bears. And here, New Orleans Saints have got a chance to go joint top with the 49ers.
I can't see the 49ers losing. They've only lost one game in the season, their first game. They're now 4-1.
Well, we'll see.
At quarterback for the 49ers is two-time winner of the Super Bowl's MVP award, Joe Montana. And he'll be seeking out rookie receiving sensation Jerry Rice, who led the league in receiving yardage with 1,570 yards and 16 touchdowns. San Francisco will also be looking to all-purpose running back Roger Craig, who 2 years ago became the first player to rush and receive for 1,000 yards in the same season. The Saints have shown promise in recent years, especially in defense, but their offense is limited to Rookie of the Year Ruben Mays, who last year rushed for 1,553 yards and 8 touchdowns. At quarterback, the Saints have a problem. Bobby Hebert, number 3, will start today with Dave Wilson and John Fourcade waiting in the wings.
Well, the Saints received a warm and noisy reception from the 60,000 fans who packed the Superdome for the first game after the strike. And although the early play was scrappy with frequent penalties, the Saints did control the ball impressively on their first drive, with Mays on the ground and this 23-yard pass from Hebert to receiver Mike Jones. The drive was capped by Morton Anderson's 39-yard field goal to give the Saints an early 3-0 lead. The 49ers turned over the ball on their first possession when Jeff Flagler fumbled and number 51 linebacker Sam Mills recovered for New Orleans. Now the Saints have the ball, 1st and 10, deep in their own territory. The commentators are former Pittsburgh great Terry Bradshaw and Dick Stockton.
At the 25-yard line. In motion goes Gray. And they give it to Ruben Mays, and Mays dives forward to the 30-yard line, 5 yards shy of a first down.
42 from San Francisco has been suspended from the game for illegal equipment until fixed.
Well, Ronnie Lott, well, I better fix it in a hurry. They need him.
Absolutely. What they're calling it is they have to wrap, they have to show that he has a band on. Notice how they're wrapping the tape around the sleeves.
Are they doing it on both sleeves now?
Now you can see the equipment underneath that's exposed. I mean, really, this is really pulling out deep to go to the rule. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But evidently his equipment hangs down below the jersey, and so they're going to tape the jersey tight where you can't see it, and now he's eligible. There, that looks great, doesn't it? He's got to stay out one play.
So Ronnie Lott, so remember those great defensive backs the 49ers had when they won the Super Bowl? Well, none of them in now right now. Tom Homo is in there for Lott on this play. 2nd and 5 for the Saints on the 30. Hebert dumps it off, and Mays makes a fine catch of a low pass and dives forward and appears to have a first down. Good play by Mays. Keena Turner and Tom Holmoe made the stop. And it is a first down for the Saints.
It's a screen. You always like to run screens when you've got a team that puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback with their ends. You let them go. You set up, make it look like a pass. Draw everyone inside. Then the quarterback, simply Hebert in this case, drops back, dumps it off. Fine catch that time by Mays. Then he gets the first down.
He's the centerpiece of the Saints offense, at least so far. And a first down on the 36-yard line. 4:23 remaining, first quarter. Still 3-0 New Orleans. Hebert in trouble, escapes damage, and Hebert picks up 9 yards with that scamper. Dwayne Board and Jim Fawnhorse prevented the first down. Alert play by Hebert.
You take a quarterback in this league that has the ability to move. He has athletic skills that allow him to run. Hebert showed him that.
2nd and 1 at the 45, and Mays gets the first down and loses the ball, and it's picked up now by Ronnie Lott. And Lott down the sidelines, cuts toward the middle, and is stopped at the 15-yard line. So a very big play by the 49ers, Ronnie Lott, who picked up the loose ball and rambled to the 15, a return of 32. Carter and Board make the hit here on Mays.
Well, they've run Mays so much, you've got to wonder whether or not Mays is getting a little fatigued. When an athlete gets fatigued, he makes mistakes. Jumping over the pile, simply loses the ball. It's knocked out. Now, fine job by Lott, just simply recovers the fumble. No one touches him, and he's off to the races.
Good thing he got that equipment fixed, huh?
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott, All-Pro as a free safety after being a cornerback. All-Pro for many years. Roger Craig on the first down fights his way inside the 10-yard line. Craig, of course, coming into the game as the leading rusher and receiver for the 49ers. Mills and Jakes made the stop as you look at the time. Craig is also the top receiving running back in the NFC right now. Ball at the 9. Craig on an inside handoff gets maybe a yard, and it's Vaughn Johnson. Well, the Saints are very high on Vaughn Johnson. And according to Steve Sidwell, the defensive coordinator, they think he'll be one of the top linebackers in the league.
Well, a lot of people have compared him to Andre Tippett, although he's on the inside. Johnson and Pat Swilling, 50C, his partner on the right side, playing together. The Saints coaches feel like they have two real legitimate all-pro linebackers there. They're real solid, real pleased with that side of their defensive linebackers.
They are. 3rd and 4, and the crowd turning it up a notch, hoping their defense can do a job, and Jerry Rice makes the catch for the touchdown. Van Jakes was defending, and Rice gets the touchdown against the Saints. He didn't get one last year against New Orleans. He scored one against just about everyone else, and Rice gives the Niners the lead.
From the bottom, you can see inside and outside, 85 coming inside Wilson, then isolating Rice on the outside with Van Jakes, 22. It's a mismatch, touchdown.
4th touchdown reception by Rice. And Wershing will now try to add the 7th point with Montana holding. And he does. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the first quarter, and the turnover, the fumble, hurts the Saints. Montana to Rice gives the 49ers the lead.
After only 2 minutes of the second quarter, the 49ers forced New Orleans to punt, but at least it was a good one, leaving the 49ers inside their own 5-yard line.
Second down and 10. And the pass to Mike Wilson, and Wilson makes a tough catch beyond the 15. Van Jakes on the stop, and a first down. He's a big guy, Mike Wilson, 220 pounds, and he had his career longest catch, 52 yards against these Saints 2 years ago.
Hardest pass for a receiver to catch is the slant pattern, where he has to come inside and go in and face all the players that are sitting there waiting on him. Coming out of the end zone like this, Montana knows they're playing zones, and he's getting the football to his receivers in those little seams.
Tom Rathman now in the backfield. And Flagler, with blockers in front, dives out of bounds. Second and 5 for the Niners on the 21. And Montana going up on top for Roger Craig. And he had beaten Ricky Jackson downfield.
You can read Montana. He wanted Craig to adjust to the football. Montana threw a perfect pass, and all Craig had to do was take one step to the right, and he would have made the reception. It appears that Craig lost the ball in the lights, and I mean, we're inside here, so it's kind of nice.
Jerry Rice told me yesterday, he said, and he dropped a big pass last year for a touchdown against the Saints. He says, I have trouble looking up in the lights. I have problems there, and maybe Craig had similar difficulties. Montana has completed only 2 of his last 8, one of them, though, for a touchdown. 3rd and 5. Montana completes it to Wilson, who has the first down, and he ought to buy him a dinner. Mike Wilson with another 12-yard reception. Van Jakes on the stop, and he's taken the Niners out of deep trouble.
Made a key catch while ago on the quick slant. Now this is the reverse route that he ran while ago, in which Rice made the touchdown reception. Rice goes inside, Wilson goes outside. Joe Montana threw the ball actually behind Wilson, made a fine adjustment to not only catch a football, but give the 49ers a first down.
Spent a lot of years on the sidelines as a backup, and now has his day to shine. 1st and 10, Niners on the 33. Pressure on Montana, and Russ Francis incomplete, and a marker goes down as Antonio Gibson was right on his back all the way, and I think Russ knew it. He let the ball bounce off, it seemed, and Chick Jorgensen will describe it.
Interference, number 27, defense, first down.
It appears that Antonio Gibson, 27, had his hands on the right arm of Russ Francis, and he can't get his arm up to make the catch. Look at this. He couldn't get his arms up or his hands up to make the reception.
So the 4th penalty on the Saints secondary, which is vastly revamped in this game. Roger Craig, with a good charge off the left side, picks up 9 yards on that jaunt and near midfield before Brett Maxey makes the tackle. Craig playing a lot of the tailback position in this game, and he says he prefers it. It reminds him of his college days at Nebraska when he could read the defenses, and normally he doesn't do that with what the Niners do.
Well, what the Niners do is try to have one back responsible for carrying the football, and everything is set off of motion and play action and little 5- and 6-yard passes, and getting in the eye disrupts the entire method of what the 49ers want to accomplish.
2nd and 1, and Craig reads the defense and gets the first down into Saint territory at the 47. Tony Elliott and Frank Warren in on the play.
You know, Bill Walsh told us coming into this game, when we asked him what really was the key for him to beat the Saints, and he said, we have to run a little this and a little of that, mix up our running. We have to pass a little, mix it up more so than we've ever done before, because the Saints all of a sudden have become a threat to us, and we have to confuse them even more so than we have in the past.
That's the first down rushing, first down rushing by the 49ers. Montana has plays etched on his wrist. The cribbing is okay, and the pass intended for Wilson. Another flag goes down, and it's Van Jakes who's defending, and the secondary of the New Orleans Saints has just committed the 5th penalty of this game.
Number 22, defense, first down.
Well, you make the decision. Did he get to him, to the receiver before the ball? There's the hand over the shoulder. The ball has not arrived past defense. That's interference. Look at it again. Nice clear cut. Now you're going to see Wilson, 85, just comes down, goes to the outside. Van Jakes, 22, runs through the receiver prior to the ball getting there, and that is pass interference.
A 7-yard penalty as you look at the overall penalty story, but a first down for the 49ers on the Saint 39. Montana looks one way, goes the other, and wide open there is the tight end, Ron Heller, and he's in for the score. A 39-yard play, and Dave Waymer might have gambled for the pickoff, and Heller with his 2nd touchdown reception in as many games, and the Niners lead it now 13-3.
You're going to see Heller in the top right of your screen. He'll go out. He goes down the sideline and up the field. Montana looks to his left and pumps, turns around and finds Heller, lays the ball up. Now, Heller is open, but look how closely covered he is by 44 Waymer. Waymer reaches up to knock the ball down, misses it, and then Heller makes the catch and goes in for the TD.
He may be heir apparent to that tight end position. Russ Francis on the downside, and Ray Wershing adds the 14th point. So this game for first place, and Bill Walsh had said, we look at New Orleans as our main competition in the division, and so far the 49ers have responded.
San Francisco 11 points clear, and little sign of the Saints' reply as they were pulled up at the 49ers 33, leaving Morton Anderson with a long 51-yard field goal attempt which fell well short. Predictably, Ray Wershing enjoyed more success from 32 yards out to further extend the 49ers lead to 17-3. With less than 2 minutes remaining in the half, it's now the Saints' last chance before the break.
1:22 remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 23. Ruben Mays finds a hole, and Ruben Mays with big yardage, still going and knocked out of bounds by Fuller on the San Francisco 40. A gain of 38 yards by Ruben Mays, and a great block in there as well.
Well, they're in the hurry-up offense, 2-minute offense by the Saints. Hebert has second play called in the huddle.
Under a minute to go. They still have 3 timeouts remaining. Hebert up the middle, and unable to hold on to it is Herbert Harris. Incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down, and defense by Keena Turner.
And now you can go back in with 46 seconds remaining, call 2 plays, plenty of time. Hebert gets the signals from the sideline. The Mays run a while ago was set up extremely well by the left guard, Comiskey, 66, and Dombrowski, 72. They both go outside, hook their man, and then Mays simply cut back inside and turned on the speed.
Big play by Mays, who gained 147 yards in the season opener against the Browns, and then was shut down by the Eagles. 2nd and 10 at the San Francisco 39. Hebert in a crowd as Hobie Brenner, and the tight end is shy of a 1st down by about 1.5 yards. Jeff Fuller on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 3, and the Saints converted their first 2 third downs, and since then are 0 for 5.
Look at the eyes. You can tell what he's thinking by the eyes. Is there indecision? Is there confidence? It's all in those eyes.
Ray in motion. Handoff inside to Dalton Hilliard, looking for room, and Hilliard is stopped for no gain.
Bad call. Why you want to do that? Why would you call a play like that with 29 seconds left and counting?
Jeff Stover made the tackle along with Dwayne Board. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, but they're going to run the play, and they now go back to the huddle, and there's confusion on the field now.
2 timeouts remaining. What are you doing? You have to call a timeout. Look at Moore over there telling us, what are you...
They call the timeout now with 7 seconds to go.
Second timeout.
So now the crowd raining boos down on the field, and you can't blame them. First on the call maybe, but certainly on the fact that they let some 12 or 15 seconds go by at least without calling a timeout. '49ers trying to harass Anderson, who makes good on a 49-yarder. And with 2 seconds to go, at least the Saints come away with something, and it's a 17-6 ball game.
Early in the 3rd quarter, the Saints got all the way down to San Francisco's 1-yard line, but just couldn't get in for the touchdown. So Morton Anderson was left to kick his 3rd field goal of the day, this time from 19 yards to make it 17-9. Almost immediately, the New Orleans defense forced San Francisco to punt, so now they have another chance to close the gap.
Second and 10. Hebert dumps it off to Reuben Mays. And Mays forward to the 30-yard line. It was Tim McKyer who slowed him up. And a gain of only 2 yards. So now 3rd down and 8.
72, excuse me. Jim Dombrowski, #1 draft choice last year of the Saints, Dick. Left tackle. He's a guy that they're building a future on. He's a #1, which is unusual. You make a draft choice, a #1 draft choice being a tackle. But look at this. Dwayne Board, 8-year veteran, just throws him to the ground. Makes you have to wonder, kind of wonder, doesn't it? If you have a guy that big that gets thrown to the ground by another guy that he outweighs 20 pounds.
Must take time for those offensive linemen to develop. 3rd down and 8. Hebert stepping up and going to Hill, and Hill makes the catch. Lonzel Hill with a 36-yard catch and a fine pass by Hebert. McKyer on the stop.
Ideal situation, left of your screen, Ronnie Lott, 42, will safety blitz. Hebert steps up in the pocket, finds Lonzel Hill, 87, going down the field as he's covered man for man by 22. 22 is Tim McKyer, makes a fine catch.
Lonzel Hill is the son of J.D. Hill, who was an All-Pro with both the Lions and the Bills. And it's 1st and 10 at the 34 now. Reuben Mays with blockers, runs into Ronnie Lott and knocks him back to the 25. And 9 yards that time by Reuben Mays, who has gone over 100 now with 116 in the game. Good block by Hobie Brenner, the tight end. Second and 1 at the 25. So the big pass play, 36 yards from Hebert to Lonzel Hill, puts the Saints in business here. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Well, they've been down here, and all they've gotten out of this is 3 field goals. They need to get a touchdown.
Dalton Hilliard in the backfield now. Hilliard cuts inside, has a 1st down, and gets to the 20-yard line. Ronnie Lott on the stop. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Saints, trailing 17-9, are threatening to come closer.
Well, there's an old saying, you know, when momentum shifts, things seem to all of a sudden nothing's happened good for you. Then when momentum gets on your side, everything seems to start happening. And for the Saints, here in the second half, they're throwing the football, running the football, playing defense, all the things that they should have been doing from the beginning.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Eric Martin, the lone wide receiver, in motion. Inside handoff to Barry Word, and he gets knocked back. So far today, anyway, Barry Word out of Virginia has not given the Saints what they wanted from the fullback spot, and that is some decent yardage on the ground. 2nd down and 7 at the 17. Reuben Mays slices inside to the 10 to the 5, loses the ball. A fumble, and the Saints have recovered. You remember in the 1st quarter, Mays lost the ball, and Lott brought back and set up the 1st touchdown. Word recovered here on the fumble by Mays.
Fine job by Kaminsky and Dombrowski, 72. As you see, 99, Walter come inside. He misses the initial tackle. Then all of a sudden, Fonhorst misses, allowing Mays into the secondary. Then, of course, he fumbles the football again for the 2nd time today.
1st down and goal at the 7-yard line. The Saints have not scored a touchdown today. Hebert knocked away by Keena Turner, and it was Hobie Brenner who was back there wide open, and a sensational play by Keena Turner, who came seemingly out of nowhere.
Nothing much, you know, there's nothing really fancy about this. From the left of your screen, you'll see Hobie Brenner, 85, go down and come across to the right. And then Hebert just stares him down and tries to fire the football in there. And by staring him down, he brought 58, Keena Turner, all the way from the right back over to the left, who doggone nearly made an interception there. So,
well, the Saints have dominated this quarter, even though they still trail. 2nd down and goal at the 7. Hilliard hits one defender and is down at the 2-yard line. It was Ronnie Lott. And Dalton Hilliard, of course, he's so tough, the Saints tell us that he can play defense.
Hilliard coming inside. He's a low player, 5'9". As you can see, he gets underneath Lott, but Lott, probably one of the finest tackling safeties ever played in the National Football League, met the match and stopped him.
Look at that total offense this half. The huge edge by the Saints. 3rd and goal at the 2. Big play. Dalton Hilliard doesn't get in, and he stopped, and once again a 4th down. Jeff Stover, who was just activated prior to the ball game, made the play. So when it comes down to goal line situations, the Saints having a lot of trouble running inside.
One of the things you cannot do, and I don't believe this, is you can't line up in the eye at the goal line and hand the ball to the deep back and allow him to score a touchdown without him jumping over the line of scrimmage. When you do that, get in the eye, you'll allow the recovery factor of the down linemen and the linebackers. It just takes too long to make a play happen. You have to line them up and do it quickly and not wait so long.
This will be a 19-yard attempt by Morton Anderson. And the kick is good. They didn't get the touchdown, but they got 3 more. And Morton Anderson has kicked his 4th field goal of the ball game with 38 seconds to go in the quarter. It's now 17-12.
At the start of the 4th quarter, the Saints have again forced the 49ers into a punting situation. 4th and 6 at their own 34.
And the kick is blocked. Oh, and it's going to be a touchdown. Alvin Tolles. It was Van Jakes who blocked the kick by Runeker, and Alvin Tolles, a backup linebacker and a former #1 draft pick out of Tennessee, rambled in with the first touchdown of the game by the Saints. They did it on special teams, and the Saints lead it 18-17. And Morton Anderson kicks the conversion, and it's a 19-17 game. And the kickoff by Morton Anderson goes deep into the end zone, down by Del Rogers. And here's the big play by the Saints that put him in front for the 2nd time today.
Well, special team coach Joe Marciano, they work on the block. You can see Van Jakes, 22, from the right side of your screen, gets inside, blocks the football, and Tolles, 54, goes beyond the kicker, spots the ball way up in the air, gets it at the 11-yard line, and scampers 11 yards to put the Saints in the lead for the first time today. Hey, if your offense can't score, do it with special teams.
16 unanswered points by the Saints after trailing 17-3. 1st and 10 on the 20. Dubose trying to go outside and is knocked out of bounds on a tremendous hit by Vaughn Johnson.
You can see a carryover now. The Saints finally have the lead. You notice now the tackling. Vaughn Johnson getting inside. Now they're really trying to crush. You can sense the momentum, and everything's changed now in favor of the Saints. Now it's Montana's turn to take it away from him, and he can.
Vaughn Johnson, #1 pick in the USFL supplemental draft out of North Carolina State. 2nd down and 6 on the 24. Dubose again with cross blocking. And he is clobbered by 2 or 3 members of the Saints, particularly Vaughn Johnson again.
Dubose getting up, putting his helmet strap back on, wondering what's happened. But I've been in situations like this where you're in someone else's field and you play in a game like this, Dick, and you've had control of the game, and now you've let them take control. And you can tell by the hitting. The Saints are letting the 49ers know we want this game.
3rd down and 5. And Montana running away from trouble. And Montana dives forward for the 1st down to the 32-yard line. Reggie Sutton making the stop on Montana.
John Pease said the thing that we fear the most with Montana, John Pease, defensive line coach of the Saints, is that when he pumps that football, we want him to bring it back up and have to dink it off to the backs or run with it. Because they know he's got a back problem and they don't think he will run, but he surprised them then by getting the 1st down.
12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time. 1st down for the Niners on their own 32. Montana going up top for Jerry Rice, and Rice has it. And Rice is down, and a penalty marker as well, and we may have a face mask with Dave Waymer defending on that play.
So much in the 49er passing attack is a situation. Bring in a player, isolate, get him deep, get him short. Each receiver does something special. Rice, special forte, going deep, burning defensive backs. That time he and Montana hook up.
Dick Jorgensen.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, number 44, defense.
Tack 15 yards on, Dave Waymer.
Very simply placed. You can see Montana back has his eyes on Rice all the way. Turns around, lost a beautiful spiral, and then Rice beats Waymer. Not that much, but you don't need much. There's the perfect throw, and there's the right hand on the face mask. You can see it there.
That is the 6th penalty against the Saints secondary. 2nd against Waymer, and it's a 1st and 10. Jerry Rice, already one of the greats in the league, and an audible called by Montana.
Reads blitz.
1st and 10 on the 14, and the look-in pass will go for a touchdown to Mike Wilson. It's exactly what happened, and Wilson was there. Van Jakes defending, and a 14-yard scoring pass, and the Niners regain the lead.
Very simply placed. Montana reads the free safety, 39 moving over. That's Brett Maxey. When Montana sees him go to the right, he turns around and goes to the left. It's a double slant, but he keys the free safety, and that's 39, Brett Maxey. Maxey goes right, Montana goes left. Maxey goes left, Montana goes right.
3rd touchdown pass of the game by Montana. He's hit 3 different targets. Jerry Rice, Ron Heller, and now Mike Wilson. And it's now 23-19, San Francisco leading.
And you could rock your baby to sleep right now in this building. That's how quiet it has gotten. Little Rachel could go to sleep.
She sure could. Worsing's kick is good, and it's a 24-19 game. And Terry, now the Saints are back where they were a few moments ago, needing a touchdown to take the lead.
So the Saints' lead quickly wiped out, but their reply is developing nicely. They've reached midfield where they have a 1st and 10.
5-point lead by the 49ers, and a handoff and a loss on the play. And that was Mays, and the protection and the blocking broke down up front, and it was Dwayne Board and Doug Mikolas, who was one of the replacement players activated by the 49ers, who made the stop. Hebert, and his pass is caught, and a great catch right there. Mike Jones with his 3rd reception of the game. Tim McKyer defending 33 yards, and Jones has made 3 big catches today.
A lot of people will say this is a better catch than a throw, but as a quarterback, you can't throw a better pass than when you underthrow it just a little bit. Once again, pressure in Hebert's face. Excellent coverage by McKyer, but an underthrown ball allows the receiver the advantage. Underthrow it, he's able to adjust to it. A defensive back can't do it quick enough.
1st and 10, and the Saints now to the 23-yard line.
You know, the strange thing here, Dick, is that Morris said our receivers are all moderate pass receivers. In other words, no deep threat here. All our guys are just medium, short pass runners, not deep guys, but hey, Jones showed them there.
So is Hill today. Mays looking outside, and great pursuit by the 49ers. Don Griffin finally knocked him out of bounds. A loss on the play of about a yard, but Dwayne Board and Michael Walter, a couple of big people, were chasing him as well.
There's a play that most National Football League teams have. It's called sprint right, throwback screen to the tight end. And you do it against a defense that's extremely aggressive. And this 49er defense, with Dwayne Board being the right defensive end, this is a great opportunity for Hebert to play action, sprint right, and throw back screen to John Tice.
Eric Martin and Lonzel Hill are the two wide receivers. Second down and 11. Now they have 3 with Mel Gray. Ball at the 24. Hebert in trouble. Fires it away, and it's caught inside the 20-yard line. John Tice with a terrific catch, and it looked as if he was just firing it to get it away, and Keena Turner complaining to Dick Jorgensen on that one.
Well, it looks like Keena may have been complaining that it was a sack, but you're going to see the pressure. May steps up inside trying to help out Hebert, but the pressure's too great from the outside. Now Keena's there. The 99, Walter's there. But a fine job by Hebert just getting rid of the football. I see nothing wrong with that.
He got away from Michael Carter as well, who had penetrated.
Keena is complaining, I bet you, about someone holding him.
Third down and 7 at the 20. Saints already in field goal range. Blitz. Hebert lays it up, and it goes incomplete. Both Wilson and Harris, Jones and Harris, were down there, and it fell in between. Incomplete pass. Lott and Griffin were covering on the play. They had 2 receivers in the same area.
Well, 2 receivers in the same area is fine. The inside guy is supposed to go to the inside, but Bobby Hebert that time threw it beyond the first guy and way underneath the second guy. He just didn't know exactly where he wanted to throw it. He should have laid it up for one or the other.
Here is Morton Anderson, who is attempting to tie a Saints record, looking for his 5th field goal of the game. This from 37 yards. And Anderson's kick is good. So the Saints offense still has not scored a touchdown today. They have produced a field goal on each of the last 4 drives, and it is now a 2-point game. The 49ers in front.
The Saints started to sense a possible victory when Frank Warren boxed Joe Montana to the ground for the Saints' 4th sack of the day, and that forced the 49ers to punt again. So now we're inside the final 2 minutes, and a field goal will win it for New Orleans.
Reuben Mays on first down gets a yard, and that's all. Michael Walter making the tackle. Mays has been the big gun today for the Saints on the ground with 136 yards. Second down and a long 8.
This is, you know, I don't understand the National Football League and why they don't have 2 plays called in the huddle and save 9, 10, 11 seconds. It baffles me.
Hebert in the pocket, going to Lonzel Hill, who's got it. Clock continues to run, and a first down into 49er territory. Timeout, 31-yard gain.
New Orleans, first timeout, first half.
They've got 2 timeouts left.
McKyer, 22, the man that takes the chances, Bill Walsh says, gets in the hip pocket of Lonzel Hill. Fine throw is actually Hebert threw the ball to the disadvantaged side of the defensive back rather than the receiver, and Lonzel Hill made a fine adjustment. I would have to say, off of his performance today, this man might be the starting receiver for the Saints next week's game.
Second-round draft pick out of the University of Washington. Hebert, and what a difference a half makes in looking at his numbers. First and 10 for the Saints. They're on the 49ers' 43-yard line with 1:15 to go. They have 2 timeouts left. So does San Francisco, and Saints would love to get the touchdown, but a field goal would give them the lead. Herbert Harris in motion, and the pitch to Reuben Mays. Mays inside the 40. Stover on the tackle. And we're winding down to a minute to go.
The Saints are setting up for a field goal. Morton Anderson with 5 field goals. They're going to give him an opportunity to make it 6 and break his own record. I can tell you that simply because Mays is running the football. And if they wanted to put it in the end zone for a touchdown, they'd be throwing the ball. They'd be throwing the ball right now.
Second down and 5 at the 38-yard line. Again, it's Mays. Mays going outside and inside the 35 and close to a first down. The clock continues to run, and now the Saints use another timeout. Keena Turner and Jeff Fuller on this tackle, and now New Orleans has one timeout remaining, and all eyes on Morton Anderson. 3rd down and 1. The clock is important. One timeout left, and Mays gets thrown back. He did not get the first down. He was knocked back to the 35-yard line by Dwayne Board, and now the Saints are forced to use their last timeout. And it'll be 4th down and at least a yard now.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. Back in the eye, back again.
They didn't call the time, and the clock is running. And they're gonna have to call it when they get close to it, like 7 seconds or so. But you're right.
It's the second time today we've seen the Saints line up in a deep eye back in a short yardage situation, give the ball to the eye back 7 or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and say to him, go ahead against all these people and pick up the first down. It really is putting a great burden on your offensive lineman and your running back.
Only 8 players in NFL history have kicked 6 field goals in a game. Jim Bakken of the Cardinals has the record with 7. This is a 52-yard attempt. His career high is 55. You'll know it by the crowd. No good. Not even close. With 2 seconds to go, and the frustration on the faces of the Saints and relief for the 49ers.
So the Saints come up short and miss a great opportunity to beat their divisional rivals and go equal top of the NFC West. But with 9 weeks of the season remaining, they still have their best chance ever to post a winning record and even qualify for the playoffs. The 49ers will nevertheless expect to qualify as champions of this division, and rightly so. The final score, San Francisco 24, New Orleans 22.
Yo, 49ers, we're now 5-1.
All right. There's some other teams in the NFL, and we're going to have a look at the news from around the league now.
Poor Gerald Wilhite, eh?
Yeah, well, the players have been against playing on AstroTurf for a long time now because of all the stress injuries.
Gerald Wilhite of the Denver Broncos had a bit of trouble last week when this happened. If you're a bit squeamish, look away now.
Well, 17-0 there, and we thought it was going to be 13-7 here, but look at this play by Joey Browner, and concern now about Gerald Wilhite.
It's the right leg. You saw it right there, just buckled under.
Oh, I just saw that on the replay. That's awful.
It was found after the game that Gerald Wilhite had a multiple fracture of the right leg and had to undergo surgery on Tuesday.
Oh, God.
Painful.
Yeah, and Denver Broncos Elway couldn't go near him afterwards. He was a bit too squeamish.
I know how he feels.
Yeah. Dan Reeves, the coach, said, he does so many things for us that people don't realise. He's a good blocker, runner and pass receiver. We'll miss him.
Yep.
And LA Rams have got big problems too. They've got Charles White with a broken wrist and finger, Mike Gooman with a neck injury, Buford McGee with, apart from a stupid name, an Achilles tendon surgery, and Steve Watson has got 6 broken ribs.
And the Rams are known for their running game, so it leaves them in a pretty poor situation, and they're 1-5 for the season. They're also having trouble with Eric Dickerson, and he's at present getting $682,000, and they've offered him $957,000, but he wants more and wants to be traded. He did play in Monday night's game. He only played 1 quarter and scored this touchdown.
From the 27, Dickerson. Now there's Eric. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Dickerson all the way in for the touchdown. So all of a sudden, the silent one, Eric Dickerson, silences the crowd.
He did that so easy. That was a great move right at the line of scrimmage. He was hit once again there. That's exactly what Eric Dickerson did.
Let's look at this from the end zone. You want to see a hole. Now watch Eric. He's going to make a move to his left, but watch it open in the middle. That is a cavern as the Browns over pursue to the one side, and Mike Johnson, number 59, got cut off. Rockins comes up short. Minifield comes up short, and
you wouldn't happen to have a quote on this, would you?
Actually, I do, yes.
Surprise.
Eric Dickerson, after the game, went onto the inactive list, and John Robinson, the coach, said, Eric is physically and mentally unable to perform. He will be reinstated on the active list when he's 100% physically and mentally ready, and when we are sure he's able to contribute his best to this football club.
And now from a player who isn't very happy to one that is. Seattle Seahawks' Brian Bosworth is enjoying his newfound wealth, and he's certainly making his presence felt. We've got some footage from last Sunday's game against the Raiders down in Los Angeles.
Hilger, little play action in trouble, stepping away from Bosworth. He may just have heard the Boz going by. And the Boz looks different today.
The Boz, of course, a colorful player in his own right. I think the Boz was surprised. He did watch him coming in. Number 55, right-hand side of your screen. Nobody blocks him. Nobody blocks him. I think he was so surprised he ran right over Hilger. Amazing.
He does look different, doesn't he?
There's no color in his hair today, Charlie. You notice that?
Yes, and you asked him, what did he say?
I said, why don't you have any color in your hair? He said, when you go to Hollywood, you don't have to go Hollywood. I think he's fun.
You really like him, don't you?
Well, I do.
You had kind of mixed emotions.
I didn't expect to like him. I did not expect to like him, Charlie. I didn't. He's smart, too. Charlie, I want to go back to something I said earlier.
I like that helmet.
Look at that.
He's got the same haircut as me.
Yeah, but without the roots. Here are the rest of the results and divisional tables from week 6.
We start with the AFC, Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills. Dolphins quarterback Dan Marino leading Miami to a 21-0 lead with this pass to number 83, Mark Clayton. But Bills quarterback Jim Kelly led a Buffalo revival, completing these 2 touchdowns to send the game into overtime. Miami Dolphins 31, Buffalo Bills 34. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers took a winning grip on the game after this interception was brilliantly returned for a touchdown. Pittsburgh Steelers 23, Cincinnati Bengals 20. San Diego Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs. San Diego quarterback Dan Foots taking control for the Chargers, linking up here with number 89, Wes Chandler. The Chargers defense followed Foots' lead with 7 sacks, including this fumble which led to another touchdown. San Diego Chargers 42, Kansas City Chiefs 21. Indianapolis Colts versus New England Patriots. Colts quarterback Jack Trudeau lost all his 11 starts last season, but started this one with a touchdown pass to wide receiver Matt Boozer. Trudeau then handed off to running back Albert Bentley to ensure the Colts' first win over the Patriots since moving to Indianapolis. Indianapolis Colts 30, New England Patriots 16. Los Angeles Raiders versus Seattle Seahawks. Seattle linebacker number 50, Fred Young, intercepting the spluttering Raiders offense for this touchdown. Seahawks quarterback Dave Craig completing the Raiders' misery with this touchdown pass to number 83, Ray Butler. LA Raiders 13, Seattle Seahawks 35.
And now for the NFC, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles wanted revenge after their 41-22 thrashing from Dallas 2 weeks ago, and they got it by totally swamping Cowboys quarterback Danny White, this last sacking leading to yet another Eagles touchdown. Philadelphia Eagles 37, Dallas Cowboys 20. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. The Packers starting in fine form with number 36, Kenneth Davis, running in for this touchdown. But Detroit quarterback Chuck Long fought back with 3 touchdowns, including this one to wide receiver Pete Mandley. The game was settled by the Packers' Aldo Greco kicking from 45 yards. Detroit Lions 33, Green Bay Packers 34. The New York Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Giants quarterback Phil Simms showing the poise and accuracy that made him Super Bowl's MVP with superb touchdown passes to tight end Mark Bavaro and wide receiver Lionel Manuel. New York Giants 30, St. Louis Cardinals 7. And now the interconference, Houston Oilers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Oilers quarterback Warren Moon led the Houston offense on full throttle. Rookie receiver Curtis Duncan opening in top gear. But Falcons' Scott Campbell kept Atlanta stride for stride, connecting with number 82 Stacey Bailey. Curtis Duncan scoring again to win the match with only 27 seconds left on the clock. Houston Oilers 37, Atlanta Falcons 33. Minnesota Vikings versus Denver Broncos. The play of the game came from Minnesota's wide receiver Leo Lewis on this touchdown reception. Minnesota Vikings 34, Denver Broncos 27. Washington Redskins versus New York Jets. Redskins quarterback Jay Schrader completing 15 of 38 passes for 275 yards, including this one to number 84 Gary Clark. Washington Redskins 17, New York Jets 16. Cleveland Browns versus LA Rams. The Cleveland's offense dominated the game. Their final touchdown from number 86 wide receiver Brian Brennan. Cleveland Browns 30, LA Rams 17.
And now the divisional tables. AFC East. Last week's leaders, the Patriots and the Jets, are joined by Buffalo and Indianapolis, and all 4 are 3-3 in this tight title race. AFC Central, another close division with Cleveland, Houston and Pittsburgh beginning to leave Cincinnati behind. AFC West. San Diego maintain their charge toward the playoffs, the only team in the AFC with a 5-1 record, with Seattle pushing Denver down to 3rd. NFC East, Washington go 5-1 and now open up a 2-game lead over Dallas, the Giants with a long way to go at the bottom. NFC Central, Chicago and McMahon resume their winning ways and go 2 games ahead of surprise second-place team Green Bay. NFC West, San Francisco with last Sunday's win also open up a 2-game gap, with the Rams and their injuries looking in a sorry state at the bottom.
And finally, some news about crowd trouble at Cleveland. The Cleveland fans enclosure is called the Dog Pound, and fans have been taking that a bit too literally. They've been throwing dog biscuits onto the pitch. The management are worried that this is going to cause harm to the players, and 30 police had to be sent in.
You shouldn't be telling stories like that. It'll be happening at Millwall next week.
Don't do it.
We've also had a letter from St Helens Cardinals, who won the UK AFL Steel Bowl against the Ipswich Cardinals on the 11th of October, and we're sorry we didn't mention that before.
So, we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, it looks like we're back to regular football.
Yep.
I'm sure the pros are thinking, it's good to be back.
It sounds like the title for a song.
I know.
Yeah?
Wasn't there one?
Big guy with glitter and everything.
Yeah.